Good morning and welcome. Today, I would like to speak to you back to the reference of my book, A Journey into the Mind. A Journey into the Mind is a book about going into the subconscious level and the conscious level and try to define oneself or to rediscover the self. It is what many refer to as a finding purpose or discovering the I am. Who am I? In the process of understanding at a psychological level who we are, when we pray, when we meditate, when we dream, we use the conscious mind and at times the subconscious mind in a state of dreaming. Why the subconscious mind? Because we go from a present state of being of the physical world before entering into a deep sleep or a deep meditation or a deep prayer into awareness. And from awareness, not the mind, but the consciousness of the being enters into a complete different dimension, which is a separation from the physical world into the spiritual world. While meditating yesterday, I received this message. And the message is as following: that when we meditate, or we dream, or we pray, we enter into three different categories of dimensions. We go from the conscious, which is the now and the present, as I said. Then slowly, as we begin to breathe or go deeply into the mind and concentrate, we enter the world of conscious awareness or consciousness. From there, the body and the mind separates completely, and only consciousness and the soul enter into third dimension. This third dimension is the unknown. This third dimension can be considered as time and space. Why time and space? Because in that dimension is where the subconscious mind can enter and help us travel at a spiritual level with the soul from childhood to present moment to the future with our spiritual being, the self, the soul, the conscious being. This is how we experience the act of lucid dreaming. We go from the conscious to the spiritual level of being as a spirit, as a soul. In other words, when we separate from the physical world and enter into the unknown, invisible world of consciousness and spiritual being as a human, we travel into a complete different and unknown dimension than that for which we are so aware of. It is possible to be conscious in a dream and aware at the same time. That means we have not fully separated from the physical world. We are still in part of the physical world trying to enter into the spiritual world. I wanted to bring the fact of the hypothesis of a person who is in a coma. A person who is in a coma is neither conscious, neither aware, nor in a spiritual world. This person is in a limbo. It is not connected to the physical world, even though the person may still be breathing and the heart beats. And it's not either connected to the spiritual world. It's completely detached from the essence of being. It's as if the spirit has left the body. because there is no consciousness. So these three stages of awareness, consciousness, and spiritual well-being or spiritual connection is what we enter into, and this is how we receive ideas. This is how new creation comes into effect. Because we connect to a dimension of a spiritual world that is complete creation, which is part of the universe. It is part of the essence of everything that exists in our present day. Every material, every physical, and even the invisible. When a person dies, there is only separation of the physical world and separation of awareness. Think about this. If we are conscious human beings, when we stop being human, we still conscious soul beings, meaning what connects to the outer world or the world of essence is the conscious spirit, the soul. The being or the physical is separated, and then the essence of its own creation return to its original position where it came from. Even though we think and conceive the fact that a child is born because the connection between two people, there is still something greater than just the physical aspect of a child and a human being, which is the spirit, the consciousness, and who we are. And what we continue to be through eternity, because we do not cease to exist. We return to the original position from where we come from and reunite to that which we are from the beginning to the end, the Alpha and the Omega. I believe that to be able to separate from the physical world is one of the most beautiful experiences that a human being can have. This is when we really discover who we are as beings. We are physical, manifesting, energetic beings which connects to the soul and the consciousness of what is. Science, religion, and neuroscience cannot determine what consciousness is. And until today, the only thing we can attest to is the experiences that we have in the process of learning who we are as conscious human beings. I'd like to thank you for listening to my video. Please subscribe to A Journey into the Mind. This is about my book, which has been a journey since I wrote my book. I have gone through so many transitional spiritual experiences and learning that I believe one goes through a process of religion to awakening to transcending into higher spiritual human beings. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in another episode of my section, A Journey into the Mind. This is Francis Mahan. Thank you for listening. Love and light. Namaste.